Hello, this is FPL Leo, and we are back again for team selection for the semifinals of the Euros. So we have our four semifinalists. It's Spain, France, England, and Netherlands. So we had a few good games in the quarters, not so good. A few were like underwhelming, for example, France versus Portugal. But here we are with the four finalists. Now, before going into the team selection, let's look a bit back at the quarters, starting with Spain versus Germany. So, in this match, Spain defeated Germany 2-1, courtesy of a late Merino winner. In the match, basically, Williams and Yamal were not in their usual wide flanks. They were trying to come inwards into the midfield and were not quite getting in the balls in the areas they would have usually liked. So Spain had to rely on creating chances through the middle, to which their play style is not quite well suited somewhat. In the initial phases of the game, like Germany were trying to man mark Rodri and prevent him from playing those line breaking passes. This turned to work out in the initial phases for Germany. But the first breakthrough for Spain, which came when Andrich made a mistake of not uh, covering enough space, which Olmo almost utilized and also burst into to slot it from a good pass from Lamine Yamal. The the Germans responded back with a goal towards the dying minutes of normal time when Spain were busy defending in a narrow shape. Germany like sort of used a low cross from left half space towards the far post, where Kimmich was able to beat Cucurella in the air and drop it in for Wirtz, who had a lovely finish from a half volley. The Merino winner came when Rudiger lost the flight of the ball coming from Olmo and didn't make an effort to jump basically. So Merino had no trouble in heading it home. So yes, that did break hearts for the host Germany, but Spain, I think, deserved a place in the semis due to the performance throughout the tournament. So, and the next game we had France versus Portugal. It was quite perhaps the most conservative games we have seen so far in the tournament. There was no clear intent of attack from both the teams. France are also yet to score an open play goal in this tournament from an NPXG of around 8. And that is quite some start indeed. France's decision making in the final third was quite poor in the game. Uh, uh, to be honest, we can say that for the whole tournament as well, I feel. France were trying to rely on breaks to create anything, if at all. Portugal, though, looked more threatening from their chances as compared to France. I feel Portugal deserved the win, but it's basically the one who keeps the nerve when the penalties goes through. And what I saw from the penalty shootout was the French players did take a bit of time during their run up uh, before the shootout. I think Joao Felix hurried a bit, like at the sound of the whistle, he initially uh, he instantly ran past to take the spot kick. So maybe, but it was a solid display from Pepe. Like for 41-year-old to display that performance, it is simply superb. Next up, we had the England versus Switzerland game. What the Swiss have done impressively so far is using their three forwards quite narrowly in pressing the opposition defense, which in turn allows their wing backs higher up to carve out any passing lanes from the wide positions from the oppositions. And as a result of which, opponents have to go long from the back or through the middle. This is where like England struggle a bit usually. So Switzerland had a clear game plan coming into this one. However, England switched to a back three somewhat during the build-up to nullify this. Like Saka was playing basically as a right wing back most of the time. Foden was also seen on the right half space a lot in this game, like contrary to the previous games, like wherein he used to drift aside to that left hand side, and Bellingham and him would basically float around the left half space. Saka like was the goal scorer for England. Like he had an impressive game actually. He got a lot of space to run into once he went past Abisser, and he did this very often in the game. He was like the only one creating chances from the right for England, looking dangerous with his penalty box runs as well, cutting in out from the wide. England like made aggressive changes right after the switch to took the lead. Like structurally they seemed disoriented, but it seemed to work for them. The goal that Saka scored, like he cut it inside from the wide rather than cutting out wide, running into the penalty from the far wide. That was what he had done all game. Like this might have caught the Swiss defense off guard. And yeah, in the penalty shootout, basically Akanji had a poor take, so that basically was the difference in the penalty shootout. And the last of the lot, Netherlands versus Turkey. Like Turkey looked quite energetic for the first half or so. They seemed to drop their soldiers towards the final 30 minutes, I would say. Like when Netherlands started capitalizing. For the first goal, Stephen Debris had a free header from a Dipe Cross, who again like had a free space to put the ball in. The second goal came from a clever pass towards Dumfries, who crossed in low towards Gakpo, but it went in for a known goal basically. Towards the end, Turkey had a few big chances, but Netherlands managed to put them out. So yeah, that's how basically the quarters went, and we are in for an exciting semi-final, I guess. The semi-final would kick off with France and Spain on Tuesday night. Like there have been certain speculations that France might opt to go for a flat 4-3-3 versus Spain, which would see Griezmann to make way maybe for a Dembele. So yes, that might be a big change. This is understandable since Spain rely on the wings heavily in creating chances and their build-up play. So France would need extra men on the wings, possibly. Spain will be without the Pedri, Carval, and Lenormand for this clash, so those would be some big misses. However, Olmo did a terrific job filling in for Pedri. I expect him to start this one. Fabian Ruiz had some discomfort towards the end when he got subbed up, so that is something to look forward to. And as for France, like they need to be more decisive in the final third, which is suggested by their like they're yet to score a non-penalty goal this tournament. Mbappe has been invisible throughout the tournament, and to be honest, the same goes for all French attackers. Like they have been solid defensively, though. I believe this is going to be a battle of midfielders. Like whoever controls the midfield better will have an edge in this game. As for predictions, like I expect a close 1-0 Spain win maybe. And for the second semi-final, Netherlands versus England. For this one, like I expect Saka to be back in his usual wing position on the right, as Netherlands are expected to be in a back four shape. So this could cause Foden to drift across to left, and as mentioned, can lead to overlapping Bellingham's positions on the left half space. Trippier like will have a huge job in this game to stop Dumfries. Like we did see Saw for a few minutes in the last game, but it is still unclear like whether he might get a start and is fit enough for enough minutes. So that is something to look out to. Gakpo and Dumfries will be the main threats from wide for Netherlands. That's clear. Like Walker versus Gakpo is going to be a good contest. I expect a congestion in the midfield for both teams, so wide play would be crucial, uh, which is why I believe like someone like Saw should start this game and a relief like Foden of his duties on the left, so that Foden and Kane could play that number 9 and 10 role interchangeably. Ake is also needed to play a very crucial role for Netherlands. Like his 1v1 defending is something that will be needed versus Saka quite a lot. Mark Guehi is also expected to be back for England in this game after serving his suspension. Overall, like I would favor England slightly in this game. Like their defensive numbers have been pretty impressive, and they could keep Netherlands at bay if they manage to keep Gakpo, who arguably has been their best attacker, quite. As for score predictions, I'd go for a 1-0 England win, I believe. Yeah. So that was basically the preview of the semifinals. Now let's take a look at how my team did for the quarters. So basically, I got 67 points, which is quite nice considering the average, which is around 40 something, I believe. Uh, like the Netherlands guys were impressive, like Dumfries and Depay with an assist each turned out. Declan Rice also with 6 balls recovered and an assist to his name was okay. Bellingham was quite indeed, and Quentin Williams didn't deliver much. And Jules Kounde was my captain from day one, so that turned out to be nice with his 9 balls recovered. And Pepe was brilliant as well. And Maignan was, I can say, a bit lucky to keep the clean sheet, but we take those any day. So that took my rank from around 36k, I believe, to 3k, which is okay. Like I had a terrible round of 16 match day wherein I dropped from 1.2k to 36k. So yeah, the comeback is on basically. So for the team selection, let's take a look at the match days. So basically on the Tuesday we have Spain versus France, and on Wednesday it's Netherlands versus England. So as for the team selection, I can see that um, I have already 3 players out for this game: Musiala, Pepe, and Akanji. And we do have 4 transfers, 4 free transfers for this round. So that should be okay in covering up these ones. So I'll definitely make these 3 transfers basically. And on top of that, I will make a fourth one, I believe. So before that, let's look at the market odds for the goals projections and clean sheet projections. And as always, this is an excellent graphics by Rob TFPL on X, who produces this amazing graphics for each match day. And as we can see here, like it's sort of the semi-final feels wherein it will be tight indeed. The expected goals, uh, the market out for goals is around one for each of the 4 teams. So will be interesting to see. And the CS odds are no difference, like they're almost the same. So it's tight to call somewhat from this market odds. So nonetheless, this is an excellent graphics from Ropti. Um, so as for filling out positions, I would need 2 defenders and a midfielder first of all. So I definitely consider an England defender first. I expect Mark Guehi to be back for this one. So I am likely to go with him. Like his ball recovery stats are just insane. 37 balls already recovered in just the 4 games, averaging more than 9 per game. So I have to go with Mark Way. He should come straight back in place of Konsa. And for the midfield spot, I think I'd definitely go with Rodri for this one. Uh, like this is a game like he in which he could get tons of ball recoveries. Uh, he got 14 versus Germany. That is insane. And on top of that, he got an yellow card. Uh, okay, so I think I'll go with Rodri definitely. And for the last defender, for this one, I am already doubled up on French defense with Maignan and Kunde, and also on Netherlands defense, Dumfries and Verbruggen. Like in my predictions, I expect both of them to concede. So yeah, I'll likely will go for a Spanish or English defender for this one again. Like it could be, I think I'd back the English defense a bit more in this one versus Netherlands. Um, so I could go for either Kyle Walker or John Stones. I feel John Stones has 21 ball recoveries already. Kyle Walker is on 24. Okay. I think Kyle Walker could have a good performance versus like Gakpo if it turns out like in keeping Gakpo out, that could increase his potential of being the man of the match. Like you never know, so I might go for Kyle Walker, considering that John Stones is also quite good, like 4 balls recovered, three, 6, 5. He also seems quite good. I could go for Spanish defender, but like with Carvajal and Lenormand out, I need a bit of also he would be up against Mbappe. So I might not go for a Spanish defender, but uh, we'll see anyway. Like I could also use my fourth transfer anyway, so I think I will go for an England defender in this one. So yes, that basically locks in 3 transfers. Of course, these are not finalist. It will be on Tuesday. For now, just yeah, it's like a draft sort of. So I still have my fourth transfer left. I could I am not dropping Bellingham or Rice or Kante or Williams from this one. So the midfield is fixed. From defense also, I don't think I would be moving anyone. In goalkeeping, I can either bring Pickford or Unai Simon, but that is not an upside position, I believe. So I may not do it. Like in the forward positions, I could drop one of the Netherlands attacker. Also, I could go for Olmo. Like he looked sharp whenever he's played. I could go for him. Like I expect the Spain attackers to basically Yamal and Nico Williams to drag in Kunde and Theo Hernandez basically. So that should the cutbacks might help Dani Olmo or even Rodri. So I want Olmo, but I want to get rid of one of the Netherlands forward. I don't expect them to score huge versus England. Mm, I could go for I believe. Uh, let's see who are the forwards we have. Like I'm not going for Morata. I could go for Yamal. Like he has been decent. Harry Kane again. Like he drops in deep. That's the worry. Dembele versus Cucurella could be interesting too. Morata, Ferran Torres won't start. And Griezmann, Colomoni. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much options indeed. It's either Harry Kane or Lamine Yamal basically. If I drop, I can drop Gakpo like he would be up against Walker. I could try that, but he has been their best attacker, so not quite sure on that one. Or else I could drop a Kante, but like he has been, I expect him to have good ball recoveries in this match, I guess. But I could drop him per Olmo. Yeah, it's either Olmo in for Kante or I believe um, I believe Kane in for Gakpo or maybe Yamal. I think it's most likely to be Yamal. It could be Yamal, like his minutes have been 63, 90. His minutes have been around that 70, 75 mark on average, but it's a big match, so it could turn up. Yeah, these are the two options basically. It's either Olmo in for Kante or Harry Kane, Harry Kane or Yamal in for Gakpo or Tipe. So that could be my fourth transfer, I believe. And as for captaincy, I think for day one, I will go for Rodri, I believe. For day one, I think I will go for Rodri. And for day two, if Rodri doesn't give more than, let's say, 6 points, I think I'll switch to an English defender, Guay, for example. Like his baseline for points is just too good. I'd be happy with a 5 points, but yeah, that's that basically. Um, yeah, that was it. Like I'm not making my transfers now. Like I'll wait for any further team news or injuries that we get today and tomorrow, basically. And we'll get the lineups for the France versus Spain game anyway. So that was it. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Yeah.